Last week we started building our websites. We got started, we chose our subdomain, which gave us our URL, our address. And we learned about some of this menu up here. Right now I've currently got pages selected, and you can see over here I've got a bunch of pages. I'm going to add a page by clicking on the plus sign, and we're just going to choose a standard page right now. I'm going to title it Sample Page. I'm going to hide this in navigation. That just means that you won't be able to see the menu. And if you want to change that later, you just uncheck that. Right now I'm going to choose no header because my purpose today is to show you how to add an image to your website. There's different ways. I'm going to go up here and click on build, and this is when we're actually working on our page. So I'm going to click this element over here. These are all elements. These are the basic elements here: title, text, image, button. Here's something called structure. There's a spacer and a divider. And down here, if you wanted to add things like a YouTube video or a file, there's other things down here. And this is all on the build section. So I'm going to grab that scroll bar and go up to the top. I'm going to click and drag an image element over here. And then I'm going to click on this right here, and if I have something downloaded on my computer, I would use this option and click here to get it. This is something that would be previously saved, and I could just simply double click on this to insert this. This is an animated image. If I want to change this, I'll click on the image and choose replace image, and I could search for an image. There aren't a lot of there's not a big selection with this one right here, because these are just images that are available to Weebly. This is a nice feature. Find image URL, the address, and what I generally do is open another tab. So I would open a new tab and find something in Google Images. And it's a little bit slow. So let's say I was looking for an image of a cat. I'm going to hit enter on the keyboard, and I'm going to click on images right here. The easiest way to find the URL for an image is to click on the image that you'd like. This is kind of cute. And when it is large, not this small image, but when it's large, I can right click over this and choose copy image address. Then I'll go back to my tab that says Weebly, and I'm going to right click and choose paste. And what I'm going to look is at the ending, because you'll see this. It says it must be a JPEG, a GIF, or a PNG. So we've got to pay attention to the ending here, this file extension. If it's not correct, it won't work. And I'm going to click insert, and it should work. It's very large, so I can grab the corner and drag that. And if I want to move this image around, there's that little white rectangle with the blue spots on it. I can click and drag. It's a little tricky. There. And I can drag it around. There's nowhere to really drag it because it's the only one on here. And if I wanted to get another image, what I want to do is look for that blue line. I see it over there to the right, so if I lift my finger off my mouse, the image is going to be next to this. I'm going to drag this over here. I'm looking for that blue line, and I can see it going all the way across. Now my images will be stacked one upon the other. So you've got to pay attention to that blue line. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to pause this video for a minute. And just to remind you that if I'd like to go up here and drag this title element, it means my font is going to be a little larger. I just simply click here and this. You really don't have to worry too much about capitalization because usually it capitalizes everything. This is a title element. And then I can highlight this, and if I'd like to make it larger, I'll click on the plus sign. If I'd like to change the color, I can do that. If I'd like to change the alignment to the center, I can click here. If I'd like to make it bold, italicized, or underlined, I can do it here. I'll click on this to remove all of that formatting, the bold, the italics, and underline. And this is undo. This is redo. And if I were going to add a link, I would click here and get the link. And I think I'll review that. Let's say I want a link for this. So I'll click on the image. And if I want to put a link behind it, I'll click here on link and then website URL. And then what I need to do is go back and open a new tab, find the URL, and then I paste it here. And then once this is published, then you'll be able to see if that link is working. So that's always a good thing to check it. Again, when you hit publish, this little dialog box comes up, and then you would click on this, and you could try out your site, try out your link on the published site. So let's get started today finding some images and adding some links